What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Bourbon of the Week. My name's Chris. I'm going to be your host for today, and happy Super Bowl Monday. I hope your team won. I don't really care who wins it. I'm kind of leaning Joe Burrow, but if Matthew Stafford wins it, I don't really care as well. You guys know the results right now. I obviously don't because I'm shooting this before Monday. Today we have a special episode for you. Woodford Reserve Double Oaked versus Jim Beam Double Oaked. This was presented to me by a gentleman who runs the PA Bourbon Squad group. I talk about this group all the time on Facebook. PA Bourbon Squad, check them out. If you're in the Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Delaware area, make sure you join that Facebook group because it's just helped me out so much with learning things, one, along the way, and two, with drops. I know here in Pennsylvania it's very difficult to be on top of the drops and what's dropping where and who has what, so make sure you check out PA Bourbon Squad on Facebook. So now that we got that out of the way, I've been trying to figure out a way to do blind taste tests on my own, and I haven't figured it out. I finally reached out to Josh and Aaron. I don't know if we've talked about them before, Stuff and Whiskey. Have I mentioned them before? I think we just collaborated with them twice last week. Here's my idea, kind of coming from what they told me. 2 different stickers, right? Blue, green sticker. We're going to pour up Woodford Reserve Double Oaked in the green sticker, Jim Beam Double Oaked in the blue sticker. We're going to write down which one's which so that we remember. Then we're going to put them in our little bag here, our little Blanton's bag. We're going to mix them all up so we don't know which one's which. We're going to pull them out and pour them without looking at the bottom. And then at the end, we'll know that this one was in this glass. And if that was blue, that means it's the Jim Beam Double Oaked. So let's pour these up. Let's figure out if this works. And let's get into this week's Bourbon of the Week. Cheers, y'all. All right, so we got these poured up. The blue is going to be Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. The green is going to be the Jim Beam Double Oaked. We're going to put these in here. Now, these two interest me. Going into this, I don't have any clue which one is going to win. I think that Woodford Reserve Double Oaked deserves to win. Just from the last time that I drank these, I have no idea if Woodford Reserve deserves to lose to Jim Beam Double Oaked, to be quite honest with you. We're going to talk about it, though. We're going to get into it. Let's mix all these up so I don't know which one's which. Upside down as well. Close my eyes just because. Then we'll pull these out here, we'll pour these up, and we'll see what we're doing. So over here we have Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. This is at 90.4 proof. This is coming out of Brown Foreman. Over here we have Jim Beam. This is obviously coming out of Beam, and this is 86 proof. Now, if you don't know what Double Oaked is, let me explain. Double oaking is when they take the original product that they have for Jim Beam Double Oaked. It's the white label. For Woodford Reserve, I think it's called Distiller's Select is what they put on the bottle. They take it out of those original casks that they were aging in, and they put them into new charred oak casks for a second double oaking process. Now for the Woodford, they do that for about a year. For the Jim Beam, we don't exactly know how long they do it for. Jim Beam starts out as the white label. They also have a black label, which is extra aged. That just stays in the original cask for longer. That doesn't go into a new charred oaked cask, which is what this one does here. But again, it could be in there for a month, it could be in there for a year. We just don't know for the Jim Beam. But let's get into these real quick. We're going to start over here. This is this one, this is this one. We don't know which one it is. They aren't necessarily lined up here, but everybody knows, finally, time for the traditional sip. So Jim Beam is coming in at your traditional 75, 13, 12 when it comes to the mash bill on this one. Double Oaked for the Woodford Reserve, I believe, is 78? No, 72, 18, 10. So they're not too far off when it comes to the mash bill. Again, we don't know age statements behind these, and then the proof is pretty similar. So I'm curious to see how much these differ. Off the rip here on this first one that I'm getting, very sweet forward, but still a pretty good rye spice to me. So is it 13% rye? Is it 18% rye? I don't know if I can be that good at picking out the rye percentage, but it's definitely easy to drink. It's smooth. It shouldn't be too overwhelming at 86 proof or 90 proof. Not too different like I mentioned. It is very light. I am getting good flavors. You're still getting your vanillas, your caramels, your oaks. Now, I remember the first time, and I say this all the time, so I'm hoping I picked this up in one of these. But the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked always seemed like a desserty drink to me. I always got like that chocolate cake vibe when it came to the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. I'm not getting it too much off of this, but maybe that was just like a first sip. Maybe I heard that before. It's interesting to see now that this has opened up. I've only drunked. I only had a little bit of this so far. You can see this has been on my shelf for a little while. Both of these have this. I drank a little bit of this. It's been a while since I drank it, but I'm interested to see just how much these differ. And I can tell you already, just wafting this, putting this to my nose for a quick second, this is already smelling much more fruit forward, much more sweetness, much more oak, if you ask me, than this first one that we had here. Ooh, that has to be the Woodford Double Oaked. You're getting a lot, you're getting oak on this. This is a more of an oak bomb than this one. You get much more sweetness on this. I'm getting that desserty taste that I was expecting. At the same time, this is worlds different. This is pure oak on this side of things, while this side definitely opens it up into some different flavors. Your vanillas, your caramels, like I mentioned, chocolate. I'm getting a little bit of like almost like a graham crack. This is like a s'more in a glass, to be quite honest with you. And I really do think this one is the Woodford Double Oaked. Altogether, worlds different. The rye on this is much less. There's not as much spice on this. Still a pretty good cinnamon spice on this. This is more of a black pepper or an allspice or like a denser, heavier spice than this one over here. This one is more of a desserty spice, and it's very good, very fruit forward as well. I just don't think that I could really decide that this one is better than this one, but I'm very curious to see which one's which. This isn't going to be a long video today. I'm going to drink these a couple more times just to make sure I didn't miss anything, and then let's get to the big reveal. A little astringency on this side over here versus this side. This side does seem more balanced, right? More smooth, more, we talk about roller coasters. This is like an easy sipper, an easy roller coaster. That I could definitely sip on. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It just seems a little quiet, a little mute, a little behind on things when it comes to flavor, especially when you put it next to this one here. This one's just in your face, forward with flavor. Now, this might not be your favorite flavor. I know that, again, for the Woodford Reserve at least, I have to be in the mood to drink Woodford Double Oaked. I can drink their regular stuff pretty easily. I don't pick it up anymore just because I have so much stuff on my shelf that I have to finish before I can continue to buy bottles, especially bottles that I've already had. But I can tell you right now, this one right here is overwhelming when it comes to the sweetness and that desserty flavor, while this one over here is something that you could probably drink 2 or 3 glasses and not like get a stomach ache from it. This one though, it's just so much better as far as the flavor profile. Drinkability, I think it drinks a little bit hotter than this one, but this one has so much less oak on it compared to this. This is an oak bomb, which makes me a little nervous because we know this is at least a year extra versus this one, which we don't know how much extra longer they're putting it in the second cask for. So maybe this is the Woodford and that extra age is just doing it a little bit more justice. But listen, I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. I'm going to say Jim Beam Double Oaked. And I'm going to say that I like this one over here better. So let's reveal. I guess it doesn't really matter. We're going to go with this one first. I don't know if you guys can see that, but hopefully you can. That is green. I don't even remember which one was which. Green was Jim Beam Double Oaked. It's just kind of obvious when you drink these two side by side. Jim Beam Double Oaked isn't bad, especially for the price tag that you're getting these at. I think that one comes in at like 25 or 30 bucks here in Pennsylvania. It might not even be that high. I'm going to double check that real quick. Hold on. All right. So this is eye-opening. The Jim Beam Double Oaked is coming out of Pennsylvania at $20, while the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked is coming in at $55. Now, I don't remember this being $55 when I picked it up, and maybe the prices have gone up since then, but I can tell you, I will tell you, I got to try it one more time. Now we just have to talk about like value here. So taste-wise, yeah, absolutely. Woodford Reserve blows it out of the water when it comes to the flavor profile, but for $25 more, $35 more, $35 more, is it $35 better? Let me think about it. So here's the deal, and I'll just tell you my personal opinion, and that's all I can really do for you. Jim Beam Double Oaked is a very, very good Double Oaked for $20. I think that's a fantastic pour for a $20 pour. Woodford Reserve Double Oaked is also a very, very great pour for, I'm going to put it in like that $35 to $40 range. $55 for Woodford Reserve Double Oaked, sipping these next to each other is a bit outrageous. And I probably wouldn't buy this bottle at $55 again, where I would probably pick this bottle up again at $20. That's just me personally. Now, I'm not going to tell you that Woodford Reserve Double Oaked isn't worth $55. If you enjoy this type of profile, then you pick this up at $55 all day. I'm not going to be mad at you for that. There's certain bourbons I can be mad at you. If you're going on the secondary market and looking for things for $300, $400, $500, then I'm going to be mad at that. If you're going out and this is your favorite bourbon and you love this and you stand by it, and Chris, you don't know what you're talking about, I probably don't. I might not. This isn't my favorite flavor profile. I'm not going to lie to you. Comparing these blind next to each other, Woodford Reserve Double Oaked won. Now that I know, and I know the price difference, I think it's pretty even. I think it's an even matchup when it comes to, you know my rules, price, taste, drinkability. it's pretty even, and that's where I'm going to leave you for today. But listen, make sure you check me out on Instagram at Bourbon of the Week. Every Tuesday at 4 p.m. we drop an image of the bourbon that we're going to review. You can go on, win some cool prizes such as custom Glencairns. We've got hoodies, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff. If you want to help support the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Check out our Patreon. And I haven't mentioned yet, make sure you click that like and make sure you click that subscribe button. We're over 2,000. Our next goal is 2,500. Please don't drink and drive. As always, drink responsibly. And if you want to chat with us 24/7, come chat with us on Discord. All of those links in the description below. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay drinking. Cheers, y'all.